This video is going to shock you. Forget what you thought you knew about the NBA, because behind all the slam dunks and buzzer beaters are stories so strange, so unexpected, they'll leave you speechless. Mexico City might actually get its own official NBA team. Number 1. Let's start with something big. Mexico City might actually get its own official NBA team. That's right. Back in 2019, the NBA gave Mexico its first ever G League team, the Capitanes de Ciudad de Mexico.
And that is that next season we'll be launching an NBA G League team here in Mexico City.
At first, it sounded like a fun experiment. But once the team started gaining popularity, filling seats, and drawing real basketball fans, the league took notice. In 2022, NBA officials confirmed they were seriously considering new expansion teams, and Mexico City made the shortlist alongside Las Vegas and Seattle. Why Mexico City? Well, it's home to more than 20 million people, boasts a beautiful NBA-ready arena, and has a massive fan base. Over 30 million NBA fans reside in Mexico. So yeah, don't be surprised if you see a full NBA team from Mexico hitting the court soon.
Focus for today, stay focused for tomorrow. I want to win the first game here in Mexico City. Let's go.
Number 2. Some of the weirdest NBA logos in history. Now that we're talking about NBA teams, let's take a quick detour into something hilarious. Some of the weirdest NBA logos in history. You think today's branding is bold? In the 1960s, the Los Angeles Lakers had a logo that looked like a giraffe bouncing a basketball. Back in the 1960s, the Lakers experimented with a cartoon giraffe as a logo, literal evidence of tall branding gone too far. It appeared on merchandise and yearbooks, sparking curiosity and questions. Why a giraffe? It seems more like an early staff joke than a serious emblem. The Knicks, meanwhile, had a logo from 1946 to 1964 featuring Father Knickerbocker, a Dutch cartoon character in knicker-style pants and a tricorn hat, dribbling a basketball. Some Reddit fans called it Scooby-Doo villain material. Definitely creepier than classic. Boston's Celtics didn't escape the awkward era either. Before settling on their beloved leprechaun, Lucky, their early mascot looked, well, odd. Some said unsettling, with cartoonishly big features and even faint breast-like shapes. Thankfully, that design was short-lived. Teams like the Pistons had logos that resembled metallic robots, while the early Nuggets featured a miner with a pickaxe on a wild, bright background. On Reddit, fans joked that some looked like rejects from a toy factory or failed 60s cartoons. Number 3. James Harden plays worse in cities with the best strip clubs. Speaking of awkwardness, get ready for a story that sounds too strange to be true. James Harden plays worse in cities with the best strip clubs. Yeah, someone on Reddit actually spent time analyzing 4 seasons of Harden's game stats and compared them to strip club ratings in each city. The results were shocking. In places like Miami and Los Angeles, known for their wild nightlife, Harden's performance noticeably dropped. In cities with boring nightlife like Toronto, he played way better. The analysis even found a real statistical link. So it turns out sometimes the biggest opponent isn't the other team, it's the city's distractions. But not every unexpected NBA story is funny. Some are deeply tragic and life-changing. Number 4. In 1986, the Boston Celtics drafted a young star named Len Bias with the 2nd overall pick in the NBA draft. He was incredibly talented and was expected to become one of the NBA's greats. But just 2 days after the draft, Bias died from a heart attack caused by cocaine use. The entire sports world was shaken. The NBA couldn't let this happen again. So only a month later, they created the Rookie Transition Program, a system that teaches young players how to handle fame, money, and media and avoid dangerous habits such as drug use or reckless partying. Today, every NBA rookie is required to go through this training, and many credit it for helping them succeed on and off the court. Number 5. Manute Bol once killed a lion with a spear. Manute Bol didn't just play like a warrior. He literally was one. At just 15 years old, long before he joined the NBA, Bol faced a real-life lion in his village in Sudan. It wasn't a challenge, and it was survival. The lion had been threatening the cattle his family depended on, and where Bol grew up, if something endangered your livestock, you didn't call animal control. You handled it yourself. So, how did it happen? Armed with only a traditional spear and pure courage, Bol tracked the lion. This wasn't for sport. This was to protect his home, his family, and his future. It's said that elders had trained him in spear hunting, a skill passed down through generations. When the moment came, he didn't hesitate. He struck the lion with a single fatal blow. That day, the 7'7" legend didn't just prove his physical strength. He showed the fearlessness that would define his entire life. This wasn't just a wild story. It was a turning point. That moment showed his people he was more than just tall. He was brave, dependable, and destined for greatness. So, when he stepped onto an NBA court years later, facing giants like Shaq or Jordan, it probably felt tame compared to staring down a lion in the wild. Still think baseball is just a game? Number 6, Shai's $285 million deal breaks NBA pay norms. Breaking the bank and breaking norms. In 2025, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander signed a 4-year, $285 million Supermax extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder, the largest seasonal salary in NBA history, at approximately $71.25 million per year. That's more per season than anyone else has ever made in the league. Why is this huge? First, SGA had just completed one of the greatest seasons ever, leading the league in scoring with 32.7 points per game, winning the MVP and Finals MVP awards, and delivering OKC its first NBA championship. He's the first to average that many points while winning a title since Shaq in 2000. But here's the twist. Why did both SGA and OKC pull the trigger now? Rather than wait, he secured the deal early, bypassing a larger but delayed contract. Plus, he cut ties with his agent, so he keeps more of every dollar. Smart or too risky? So, what does this mean for NBA money? With SGA locked in, the Thunder still have room to build a dynasty around him, backed by draft picks and cap space. And with every season worth over $70 million, we've entered a new era where player value hits record heights, and franchises are literally betting their future on stars.
What do you think about the way that this group has continued to respond night in and night out?
All right, guys, sure. I'm sorry, Nick. The children. I'm sorry.
Number 7. AI is tracking Achilles injuries after a shocking 2024-25 spike. What if I told you that artificial intelligence is now protecting NBA players from snapping their Achilles? Yeah, it's true. And it all started with something shocking.
Denver Nuggets are trading Michael Porter Jr. to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson. Jr. has battled injuries throughout his career in Denver, won a title.
During the 2024-25 season, there was a sudden wave of Achilles tendon injuries. We're talking about serious stars going down one after another. The NBA had seen injuries before, but this, it felt like a curse. So, the league did something bold. They called in AI. Not to play, of course, but to predict. New technology now tracks how players move, land, and even how tired their bodies are during games. It's like having a digital doctor watching every step. If a player is showing signs of strain, the system flags it before disaster strikes. Think about that. The same kind of software used to predict stock market crashes is now being used to prevent torn tendons. Welcome to the future of basketball.
Had already convened a panel of experts before Tyrese's most recent Achilles rupture. So we had 7 this year. We had 0 last year under the exact same circumstances. And the most we've ever had in a season is 4. NFL has had a rash of Achilles issues as well. So,
but here's the question. Why did so many injuries happen in one season? Was it back-to-back games? Shoes? Overtraining? Even the experts still don't fully know. But with AI stepping in, the NBA is hoping history doesn't repeat itself. So what's next? Robots on the bench? If you love learning strange and surprising NBA facts like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You won't want to miss the rest. Which NBA player do you think most needs an AI bodyguard? The best answer gets a shout out and a pinned comment. Moving forward, number 8. Tim Donaghy pleaded guilty to conspiracy and transmitting wagering info. Ever wonder if these NBA games were ever rigged? Brace yourself, because this story goes deeper than you'd expect. Meet Tim Donaghy, once one of the league's top referees. He spent over a decade calling games, but behind the whistle, he was placing bets on his own games. He even tipped off friends on how he'd call fouls, scoring up to $5,000 per insider tip. It sounds smart, but it caught the attention of the mafia. Not kidding. They threatened his family when payouts slowed. Imagine the pressure. The guy in stripes shaping game outcomes, money flooding in, and mobsters breathing down his neck. But it all came unraveled when the FBI wiretapped him. In 2007, Donaghy pleaded guilty to conspiracy and transmitting wagering info across state lines. He was sentenced in 2008 to 15 months in federal prison, bringing an end to one of the NBA's darkest scandals. The league had to revamp its entire system, adding stricter rules, tighter training, and clearer whistleblower protections. Even today, people still wonder, were more refs involved? Was some dynasty built on biased calls? Number 9, $1 million rings. I bet you had no idea NBA championship rings could cost more than a house. In 2020, the Los Angeles Lakers won their 17th title and wanted to go all out. They hired celebrity jeweler Jason of Beverly Hills to create the most expensive rings in NBA history. These bad boys weren't your average bling. They featured diamonds all the way down the sides, with each player's number set against a mamba snake background to honor Kobe Bryant. Talk about emotion and elegance. Each ring cost over $150,000, and with over 20 rings made, the Lakers spent more than $3 million. That's right, $3 million on rings alone. They wanted something bigger and better than anything that had come before, and they delivered. Just imagine showing off a ring that costs more than some houses. But let's ask the real questions. Is it worth it? When you've spent millions on a team, should the celebration be just as epic? And what about those fans? Do these flashy rings hype them up or feel a little extra? While the Lakers rings sparkle like no other, some champions choose simple rings. Do flash and shine matter more than meaning? From diamonds to snakes, these championship rings tell a story of greatness, remembrance, and pride. But the next one is worth noticing. Number 10. Tony Snell went 50-50-100 in 2020-2021. Wait, did Tony Snell just have the most perfect shooting season ever and no one noticed? Yep. In the 2020-21 season, while most players were missing layups and bricking threes, Tony Snell quietly entered the NBA record books. He didn't yell, he didn't flex. He just shot lights out. Snell finished the season with 50.9% from the field, an unbelievable 56.9% from three, and a perfect 100% from the free throw line. That's right, he did not miss a single free throw that year. So why doesn't anyone talk about it? Well, here's the twist. Snell only attempted 11 free throws the entire season. Yep, just 11. But hey, 11 out of 11 is still perfect. And those threes? He took over 70 of them and still made nearly 57%. That's not just good, that's alien-level accuracy. Some players can't shoot that well in 2K on easy mode. Does volume matter more than perfection? Or should Snell get more love for being the most efficient ghost in NBA history? One thing's for sure, this stat might be one of the weirdest and most flawless hidden gems the NBA has ever seen. Victor Wembanyama's absurd all-around nights. In late 2024, Victor Wembanyama, a 7'4" rookie from the San Antonio Spurs, did something no player had ever done. He scored 30-plus points, grabbed 15-plus rebounds, dished out 15-plus assists, blocked 5-plus shots, and sank 5-plus threes in the same game. That's right, 5 different categories all at once. It's like combining Shaq, Kawhi, Steph, Giannis, and Hakeem into one night of pure dominance. So how did this happen? On April 7, 2024, against the Philadelphia 76ers, Wembley erupted for 33 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 blocks, and 5 three-pointers. Reddit went wild. One user said, Victor Wembanyama broke yet another record and became the only player in NBA history to record 30 or more points, 15 or more rebounds, 5 or more assists, 5 or more blocks, and 5 or more three-pointers made in a game. Then he did it again. No fluke here. He joined NBA legends James Harden and Vince Carter as the only players ever with multiple 30-point triple-doubles that also featured 5-plus threes and blocks. That's elite company, even though he's only just 20. What makes this so crazy? He's a freak of nature, a big man who can shoot threes, dunk everything, destroy shots at the rim, and lead his team. Basically, a walking highlight reel. NBA.com said he was the first player to post multiple games of 20-plus points, 15-plus boards, 5-plus blocks, and 5-plus trays. So what's next for Wembley? Can he continue to break records like this? Do we even have a name for this kind of game yet? Let me know in the comments which stat surprised you most. And subscribe to our channel NBA for Life and hit the bell to stay tuned for more unbelievable NBA stories.